Blog Talk Radio.
Warning. Warning.
Welcome to the 2-minute warning, where sports fans sound off.
I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind. I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind.
Welcome back to Mayhem Mondays with your favorite hosts at the Pride Rules MMA podcast. As always, we are sponsored by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2-Minute Warning Sports. I am tonight's host, the Reverend Tommy D, here to give you the sweet, sweet gospel of the MMA gods. Join with me, as always, are my strong co-hosts, El Profesor, Omar Sangarima, and the man who was the inspiration for To Catch a Predator, Chris Gucci. What's up, boys?
You're running out, huh? Yes, I can see you're starting to run out of shit to say.
Oh, come on, that totally works, and you know it. So, big weekend this weekend, boys. Holy shit, what an event that was Saturday night.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry.
Man,
yeah.
it was beautiful. But before we get into that, I got a little bit of breaking news here, guys. Something that shouldn't shock us, but it's still breaking news. Zhu Anyu, the former CFFC heavyweight champion, who won on the Contender, had his first fight against Justin Ledette on short notice, popped by USADA for performance-enhancing drugs. So, as quick as he was in the UFC is as quick as he is suspended. That's kind of a blow for the heavyweight division, guys. What do you think?
I mean, at this point, anything is a blow to the heavyweight division because they're starving for guys.
Well said. Chris, come into the mic. Talk to us, though. I want to hear you because that was a great point. Come to us.
Please,
Wait,
fuck
should I
the
repeat
fucking
that?
Packer game. Fuck the Packers.
No, wait.
They're
I didn't want to say
playing
that.
First of all, go fuck you. You're opening up a whole brand new can of shit that you really don't want to get into.
I didn't
right
want
now.
to. No, Chris, you didn't mean it. Just no, stop it. Stop
Yeah.
it.
Anything
No.
that goes wrong for the heavyweight division is bad right now because they're starving for fucking talent. Just not that many good. Don't get me started.
It's the truth, though. No, get started, because
I mean,
we have to talk about it.
It sucks because, it's weird. We have guys on that are heavyweights in the UFC, and when you say, like, oh, there's no talent, then it's like, well, who the fuck am I? But there just isn't any, there's not. Every one of the top guys fought each other 3 times already. Nobody cares about, there's only like 3 fights that I really care about, and only one of them is, not even one. Like, Overeem, Ngannou, nobody wants to see that shit. Really. I don't know. I don't want to get too into the heavyweights and lose focus on what we're really supposed to talk about. And that's the guy fucking sucks. I mean, how else
it's breaking.
cut weight?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty breaking news.
He had to cut down
that.
the heavyweight. Cutting down the heavyweight, he was like 320.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Cutting weight.
It really is just amazing. And the thing that is amazing to me is, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree with this, but how bad does this look for CFFC? That their heavyweight champion gets his first fight in the UFC and pops for PEDs. How bad is that?
I mean, I don't know that it looks that bad because it's definitely bad for the fighter, but I don't think it's fair to say that it looks bad for the rest of the guys that are fighting for them. Maybe it might actually look better for the guys that he's beaten. You're like, oh, we lost to a juice head.
Let them all do steroids. That's what I
Yeah.
fucking said, right? Off air. You know what? We're on the Pride Rules podcast, for God's sakes. All right? I'm done with this. Okay? Every time I hear USADA, it's like it's canceling Christmas. All right? Every time. I was talking to Tommy before the show started how every time I hear about a great card signed, right, I don't even get happy anymore. Okay? I'm like the fucking
you got to make it through like the
garbage.
first wave and then
Exactly.
Once the
The
testing
injury
starts,
bug.
and then injuries.
USADA bug. The
There's
USADA
so
bug
much.
might be the injury bug. It might be the same fucking thing because nobody can recover after fighting another human being.
Not to get too much into this, but I wonder if that's a theory that the UFC has. It's like, why are we even going to bother promoting these fights that never fucking take place?
You're absolutely correct. You could very well be correct.
Right.
And you know what, Chris, you're being crazy like a fox because for the past, I want to say, month and a half, and if you're not on this, you should get on this, all right? Pride Rules has been predicting a lot of shit, all right? We got 3 Nostradamuses up in this motherfucker, and Chris has been spot on. He has been. No, you have, because you said, hey, listen, maybe they're not just promoting it because they don't give a fuck, all right? They're trying to, they make their nut either way, all right? They get the gate money. They get a little bit on the back end. Maybe it's not as much, right? But the quantity instead of the quality, and they're still making their nut. We don't see their books. So maybe this is part of it. They're like, you know what, fuck it. Everybody's on steroids, or people are going to get injured, or people are going to get injured because they can't take steroids. I'm telling you, look into it, all right? I saw a YouTube documentary, and it told me all about this. And I'm saying, you know what, you should just get on
ladies and
it.
gentlemen, Eddie Bravo's on the show.
Which one of us?
Yeah, honestly, because I think the 3 of us are crazier than the next one when it comes to certain topics. I'm telling you. Holy shit.
So I mean, we're gonna have to keep our eye on that. But I mean, it's his first offense, so that's what, a 4 or 6 month suspension? 6 month suspension, right?
Yeah,
and
hand
the
job,
UFC
hand
don't.
job to the
And let's
commission.
make no mistake
We'll
about it.
4
He's
months.
not out of the UFC. The UFC don't give a shit. They don't give a
no.
fuck.
They need bodies. They need bodies ahead
All
of it,
that
though.
means is that he's going to sign the fight in like 4 months, spend it for 6, so he has like a 2-month cap. That's all.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that, like you had just alluded to before. This is a fighter in a division that it's not even as deep as a puddle. It's as deep as carpet. That's how deep the heavyweight division is.
Man.
That's deep carpet.
So,
now, you know what? Now, is this 70s carpet or is this like 2010s carpet?
No, this is hotel room carpet.
Oh,
like
okay.
probably no padding. You know,
Chris picked up on what I was saying, and I know Tommy did too.
Yeah.
This is hotel room carpet covered in
I'm sorry.
God knows what.
It's hotel room
I'm
carpet
watching
covered
the
in
Packer game.
The
So
division is.
I'm going to just say this.
geez.
I don't mean to cut anybody off, but if you guys hear me making weird noises and I'm trying to like hold myself back from doing, I'm just watching the football game. The Packer
I hope
game,
so.
Just mind.
I fucking hope
bear
so.
with me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're going to keep our eye on that. Just figured we'd throw out some breaking news there. And you know what? Kudos to Justin Ledet for him slapping a guy that's on steroids. So to the Mark Hunts of the world, guys that are on steroids can lose
Hold your nuts.
if you're skilled enough.
And get it done. Exactly. Right, Tommy? Fuck.
Why? Was this a dirty test for his fight, or was this at a competition? Some type of
No,
other
this
shit?
was a dirty test for the fight that he had with Justin Ledet on October 18th.
You know what's crazy to me is how long it takes. Like, how do they not know this right away?
Well, because they do the pre-test and then they do the test after. It's like with John Jones.
Yeah,
they get the results back
John
after.
Jones, we find out. I guess it's different because nobody, John Jones, somebody finds that out. They're leaking it. Different.
Well, no, Jeff Nowitzki had talked about it on UFC Unfiltered. Like, if it comes up positive, it keeps getting retested in all these different testing. So it goes through different tiers of testing before they make it official.
At any of those given tiers, it just takes one person in the know to decide to leak it. And if it's John Jones, it usually gets leaked by the first person that fucking about it.
Well, this was on the UFC's website today, so they're making it public. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, but it's always nice to bust in breaking news. Let's see, what other breaking news do we have? Oh, yeah.
News. I like that.
Oh, here we go.
The return of the only real Canadian who can actually call himself the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. George Russ St. Pierre came back, and the Reverend, said this months ago that he was going to tap out Bisping. And Chris Hansen over there told me that I was fucking nuts in thinking that Bisping would get tapped out. How's that humble pie tasting, motherfucker?
I have no issue with you. I think that you should be aware of this by now. That I have no issue.
It was a TKO, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I'd
gonna
love
say
to hear that theory. Let me hear your
Chris.
TKO theory.
Sorry,
Please.
bro. What the fuck?
Yo, you're missing the point that I'm saying. Like, if GSP like took him down to the ground, I don't think he worked the submission. He dropped him with a shot, and he was smart about it. I'm not saying that in the technical aspect of it. Of course, he submitted him. I'm not retarded. No offense to anybody out there, but.
No offense to the retard demographic listening to the show. What the fuck, Chris?
I'm watching the Packer game. I'm drunk.
No, but I love it. No offense to our strong mentally
explain
handicapped demo. Fuck.
Can I explain to you the jiu-jitsu side of why that had nothing to do with TKO and everything to do with a submission?
I did not say it was a TKO. That's being. I said it's pretty much like a TKO.
No, it wasn't even close.
Omar, you can give me the buzzer at any given point.
Yeah.
No, I had
Omar,
if I had given you the buzzer, I wouldn't have heard liar in the fucking Ace Ventura voice.
No, but you understand what I'm saying, though. Well, you at least have to acknowledge my point.
Part of the way I can, but here's the deal. GSP knocked him down and was raining shots on him, but he was defending. John McCarthy was not going to stop that fight.
Hell no.
He was defending himself, and the clock was ticking. So what did GSP do? What GSP did was
baited him. I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, he baited him. That's all he did. He baited Bisping.
He gave Bisping
to get
the
up.
opening he needed to get up.
Exactly.
As soon as he did, he fucking took it back. But it wasn't
beautiful jiu-jitsu.
It was
beautiful.
But it wasn't. I don't think that Bisping was completely all there.
He was there because he went to try and shed the hand.
No,
but
man, come on.
GSP
Stop.
hit it.
That's muscle memory. You
fast.
can fucking stop with that shit. You know better.
Omar, let's go. Come on. It's 2-1 here. He's drunk. He doesn't know what's going on.
I gotta say that you don't go to Danaher's and just learn leg locks, and people got to stop sleeping on that. I'm not saying Chris is, but for the love of God, that was jiu-jitsu at a whole nother fucking level. And it's something that I always thought that GSP, in terms of what like, if we're playing, EA Sports, UFC video game, what are you going to invest points in? If you're that much of a great MMA wrestler.
I don't want to lose touch with the fact that I was fucking super impressed by GSP. Like, the way I thought about GSP.
By his performance? You were impressed
I was impressed by his performance. Of course. He needed to fucking do that, though. He hasn't been performing in his last however many fights, and I said it. Maybe he needs to be hungry. I've seen GSP fight hungry when he fought Matt Hughes the second time, when he fought Matt Serra the second time. I didn't see him really bring that, until he didn't have the belt. So
it was just the pressure. And you could tell it was the pressure because when he walked to that octagon Saturday night, he was smiling. He was there. When he was walking out to the octagon, last few years of his career, it just looked like he was just like, all right, I'm here. I know I'm going to win. I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean?
Why I was impressed by GSP, because I think he went out and I think he won the first round, right? It wasn't like a dominant first round, but I think he got the shit beat out of him in the second round, and I think he was tired. After round 2, I think he was gassed.
He was still hitting those takedowns at will.
But he dug deep. And fucking, I think Bisping's not getting enough credit for how he fought. Bisping's a fucking tough dude, man. GSP's legit.
So I'm going to pose this question when Eddie comes on. But I'm going to pose this to you two gentlemen now. So Bisping didn't come out and say that he's going to retire. I think, personally, now is the time to set up the fight with Bisping and Weidman so that beef could get squashed, and maybe that would be Bisping's last fight.
And I think Weidman could use a win like fucking Bisping, get him back where because that's a good win. And I think that Weidman knows that.
Weidman would kill Bisping. Can we get that out of the way too? Take an absolute shit at him. Whoa. Oh my God, he's back on the Bisping train here. Like how?
I'm not back. Well, I'm not never off of it. I'm never off of the Bisping train.
Oh my
Bisping's
God.
a good fighter. Just because he loses one fight to one guy doesn't mean he's going to lose to every guy. He could beat Weidman, definitely. I'm not saying he definitely will, but he could definitely beat him. knocked out Rockhold.
I just think it's that jiu-jitsu that would get to him, and Chris's relentless ability to get those takedowns and not get tired. GSP did look tired, but as tired as he was still fast. You know what I mean? He was still quick. His punches were that first hook that he hit.
He was tired, but his timing was there. His timing was there.
GSP's just, first of all, GSP is such a good athlete. Really, you know, fucking guy gets in and out real fast.
Speaking of
could he
timing,
play for the Packers? Oh, like that's my. I think he could.
Speaking of timing, Thug Rose.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh my Lord.
Holy shit. Did any of you expect her to throw leather like that? I know we did our picks. You know, Omar and I, we thought maybe it would be a submission at the end.
Yep.
Joanna kind of get the Aaron Pico effect, kind of believe in her own hype, and ended up
you
always
gotta rub my nose in that shit, man. Like, let's fucking get off of that, right? Just
Bro, I love
Aaron
Aaron Pico, but
I don't think
Pico,
so.
But is that not a correct statement?
First of all, shout out to Aaron Pico. He's our most active professional MMA fighter on our.
Yeah, for real. So let's not shit
guy,
on him.
But Omar, you were the one who said that he lost his first fight because he believed his own hype.
This is true.
That came out of your mouth.
He did his own press clippings. You're never as good as you think you are, as they say you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are. You know, you always got to keep a level head. I think Joanna.
So don't you think that might have been the same thing with her?
I think so, and I think what she started to believe is everybody would say that she was, and she legitimately is a great striker, right? Like, I think we can get on board with that, and that's what makes it so crazy to contemplate.
Oh, absolutely.
But she started to believe that she was like the second coming of Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? You can never forget the fundamentals and the things that got you there and start thinking that you're some sort of untouchable Super Saiyan God.
I think that she also got. I think she got clipped right away in that fight too. Right away when hard shots hurt her.
Like Rose, I think Rose hits hard for that division.
Like the first 30 seconds of that fight, she was clipped. She wasn't herself at all. She was backing up. You know, Rose fucking brought it, bro.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think Joanna kind of sealed her own fate when she was, you know, like I had said during the video cast, making those comments about Rose being sexually abused.
It was too much. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was too much. You can't. You just can't. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing the three biggest shit talkers all lost their belts that night?
You know what else, though?
He's just one more. That completes the circle. When he loses his belt, that completes the circle.
Could you imagine if George St. Pierre fought George St. Pierre, like in terms of like attitudes, and then it was like Thug Rose who didn't say a word, or Thug Rose who didn't say a word, and then, you know, TJ fought a TJ. Like, nobody talks shit. Nobody would give a fuck about this card. So all the hate that's all they want anyway. You're just giving them what they want.
Well, like I said, that's good. That's good. So there's one more shit talker that needs to lose their belt, and then the universe will align, and then everything will be good again.
Or he's just going to go out there and win a couple more.
Yeah. Speaking of that douchebag, did you see his reports about, you know, he's not coming back unless he's a partner now?
I don't care what I read about it. Like, smart. Good. Because he'll get it.
Yeah. Good. And then he'll lose his belt, and it'll be all for nothing.
Take that off.
No, it won't. It won't be all for nothing because he's going to get that one huge payday and change the fucking game within MMA. As much as you can hate on him, this, that, and the third, whatever, that's what he's going to do. And you know what? Other fighters down the line, as much as you want to hate on him, Tom, I know you do, but other fighters down the line are going to be like, yo, thank you, Mr. Rosa Parks / Conor McGregor, for not getting in the back of the box.
They already should. They already should be doing that.
They really should, but he's changing the paradigm, and I think it's the perfect storm that could happen there. Say what you want about him not defending, not this, not that. I get it, Tommy, but like from a business standpoint and from my love of labor, because I'm a dyed-in-the-wool communist, I'm always going to be happy when somebody, you know, flips the game on its ear like this. Come on. I know you
Yeah,
want
well,
to say
he loses that
Tommy.
belt. What kind of shine does he have left on him?
And nobody talks
when he
about him
loses that
wanting
belt?
to talk to Congress and all that bullshit too, right?
Yeah. If he
And
loses
what's
the
he
belt,
gonna do? If he
fine.
loses
He
the belt,
loses
he'll
the
just
belt.
go fucking fight. His next fight, he'll be fighting for it again.
He'll be fighting.
If he loses that belt, you're not going to see him in the octagon.
He'll be fighting Marlon
How many
Ashley.
times are you gonna? How many times do you have to predict him to never fight again, and then him fight again for you to just stop predicting that?
It just doesn't
Right.
matter,
No,
though.
because
He
it's
does,
the
if
truth.
he does it once, he's fine, and he's already done the watershed moment. He could step away now, and he's still one of the biggest things that ever happened in the fight world. And love him or hate him, he is. You know, I won't let hate
And I think
cloud
he's
my
gonna
mind that way.
fucking light Tony Ferguson up.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you
about
also thought that Michael Bisping was going to beat GSP, so
I don't know. You know what? Hold on.
Yeah.
You think what?
So what?
You think
That
what?
wasn't like a.
Yeah, bro.
That,
I gotta.
that wasn't a fucking. That wasn't a fucking a bold prediction. That wasn't. If they fought again, I might even still predict that.
That's a bold prediction. That's
That's
bold
another
prediction.
bold prediction. That's super bold.
Yeah.
I think he got caught with a good shot. He wasn't getting.
Let's not waste too much time on McGillicuddy, who may or may not fight sometime in the next century.
McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
Good
So-
fucking guy.
T.J. Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. I thought. I mean, that fight was amazing for the 2 rounds. That was an amazing fight. I thought T.J. was going to be packing it in that first round when he got dropped, because he got dropped with a solid shot.
He got dropped.
But then he came back in the second. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in real time, I thought that got stopped early until they showed the replay where when TJ hit Cody with that shot and you saw Cody's eyes roll into the back of his head. It was a good stoppage.
Nah, he was getting
yeah,
ready to Imanari roll. Come on,
He
guys.
was on muscle memory at that point. Cody,
Yeah.
I watched the Hot Mic live thing afterwards, and Cody was fucking pissed. He's like, "I'm a warrior. I want to go to sleep." Like, you were asleep. What the fuck you talking
He was.
about?
Yeah, that was a shot. But I mean, the one thing that we could say is, these two are going to see each other again pretty soon.
The fans won.
Is it me?
The
You guys
fans
think
won.
that 2 things happened, or 2 things I noticed. One, TJ looked fucking in amazing shape, best shape I've seen him look, and he doesn't look like he's on steroids to me. He doesn't have the face for it. That if just looking at him, so I don't know. And Cody looked like shit, and it's like just the way he looked compared to how he usually looks in a fight. Wasn't cut. I think that I really do think that there was something to do with his back.
He looked good in that first round, and
Yeah.
he was looking good in the
I'm
second.
not talking
too.
about.
He
I'm
just
not
got
talking
caught.
about the way he fought. I'm just saying the way they looked physically. Cody looked different. TJ looked better than he's ever looked.
Well,
Cody
maybe. Like we had said, he didn't get surgery or anything like that. He went that whole holistic health route, and maybe you're right. Maybe
I think
that
Cody's
was
got
a
to
factor.
change. I think Cody's got
Sharp
to
alluded
change
to
things up
something,
because
too.
I don't think he could beat TJ if they fought 100 times.
Eesh.
So are you saying Cody has to leave Team Alpha Male? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying
Bring
that he has
back
to get better
buckles.
at. He has to get better
Bring
at other
back
things than
buckles.
just boxing.
Hashtag save Justin. Because something didn't work, right? Didn't
I mean,
they change
and
it
all
up
that
before?
all that said, he almost did finish the fight in the first round. So I mean, really, I'm just talking out of my.
5 more seconds and that fight's done. That's
Yeah.
tough. That's a tough flip.
But I could admit that
Yeah.
I'm talking out of my ass. It's just my opinion. I think he gets so much better if he just changes his game up a little bit and learns to kick. Or even
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I think it was just he got caught. It happened.
Yeah, he's young.
You know.
He's so young too. He's gonna be fine.
Live by the sword. You die by the sword.
I'll watch
Sometimes
him fight
it-
every
it's-
time. He's an exciting fighter.
It's definitely safe to say that the UFC needed that pay-per-view to be ungodly amazing, and it was.
Did
Every
it sell,
fight
though?
lived up to the hype. Every single fight lived up to the hype.
That whole
It
card
was
excited.
But did it sell?
Yeah.
Do we know?
And yo, let's talk about Wonder Boy. Let's talk about Wonder Boy.
Oh my God! Can we not?
Performance, huh?
No, can we not talk about Wonder Boy? Because I don't want to go to sleep.
What
again.
a fucking performance.
Fuck out
What
of here
a
with that.
performance.
What a performance! I know he's
What?
your boy. I get it. All right, but I was in a room full of, like, we trained jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling. Some of us do MMA in that room. We all went to bed during that fight. That fight was horrible to watch. Come on.
I don't know that that's Wonderboy's fault as much as it was Masvidal's fault, which is sad.
I think it was anybody. It was everybody's fault. It was my fault for believing in a Cuban. You know what I'm saying? Being Puerto Rican, I should have known better.
It's a good thing we didn't talk about that fight on the vidcast. We just skipped over that one.
We kind of did gloss over it a little bit, right? Like,
I don't even.
You know what it is? It's these guys that are fighting him. They don't. It's like they don't want to get too close to his range because they know what he could do.
To figure out.
And that's just the thing, you know.
It's like this with Wonderboy. He's either going to knock you out with some crazy, spectacular shit, or he's going to bore you to death.
Yeah, but like you said, there's another guy that's in that
Woodley
fight.
Wonderboy. I want pre-Woodley Wonderboy. Woodley took something away from him. Is there something going on there? We're like Wonderboy's. Hey, I'm on the bubble. I don't want to lose 3, or 2 in a row and a draw. But man,
maybe maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to, lose a close decision. I mean, who the hell knows? But
yeah, Wonderboy needs Woodley to lose before he gets another title shot.
You'll never see that fight again. Dana White would never do that fight again.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonderboy will get.
Wonderboy will get
the Maya treatment.
He'll be the number one contender
for life. Wonderboy will get a shot at 185 before he fights for 170 again. He'll be like, "Yo, just bump up, fight Whitaker."
Yeah, he'll get the Damian Maya treatment as long as Woodley's champ.
Wants that sauce, yo.
No, I'm just saying. Dana will be like, "Yo, we're just gonna put you against like nasty strikers that'll actually engage," because when that happens, not only does Wonderboy usually win, but he wins like Tommy said in spectacular fashion. I want that Wonderboy back.
What do we think is next for GSP? Not to cut that off. Like there's so much.
It's gonna have to be. Well, it all depends on when what's his name's cleared to fight.
McCrackle's cleared to fight, or
no?
I don't. What's Whitaker?
Whitaker, yeah. It all depends when
he ain't fighting Whitaker, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stop it.
Fighting him.
Are you... Hold on. Did an Aborigine come and
why
kick
wouldn't
you in the head?
why wouldn't he fight the interim champ? If
he's never fighting a
any other
185
fight
again.
He's vacating.
He's never fighting a 185 again. Stop. I love GSP. But no. He fought Bisping because Bisping was the easiest fight for him to have at that weight class. If anybody else is champion, he doesn't fight at 185. End of story. No way. He came, picked his shot.
He wasn't fighting like Rockhold or fucking Yoel.
Jacare. He wasn't gonna fucking fight Jacare of all people. Like or Yoel Romero. Fuck out of here. No way. And I would not wanted to see that. This was intriguing to me because Bisping, for me, hey, Chris is gonna now hate me because I think Tommy's a little pissed at me for saying all this rant here. But I mean, I think Bisping was the easiest fight for him at that weight class.
Well, no, that's
what.
Look, here's the thing. It's not that he's an easy fight. I just think that he's not like a guy that you're like looking at like, oh, I'm so afraid of what he's doing. It's not a dangerous fight. But
I'm afraid that you can poke him in one of the two eyes and it won't hurt him. That's always a little disconcerting. Wait a second. The ultimate self-defense move ain't gonna work half the time.
Well, I'm sticking with my prediction of him fighting Whitaker unless.
Jesus Christ.
The Woodley fight comes up.
What, for like the British Commonwealth unification belt? What the fuck are they going to fight for? No way.
Well, look, think of it this way. If the Woodley fight comes up and he beats Woodley, then yes, so I think he'll
No, then he fights McGregor.
And stay at 170.
No, fuck you. Then he fights McGregor. Then he fights if he beats Woodley, if he goes and beats Woodley, which I think he can. I'll be the first one to go on record saying I think he can give him the business. I really do. And I'd love to see it. Because I think that's a great, it's an exciting matchup, and God knows that Woodley needs somebody to bring the excitement out of him, for fuck's sake. Put a hooker in there and just let it go for 5 rounds. Something so that we can see some fire and passion out of the guy again. Remember, he has balls and likes to fight. I think he wins that fight, though. GSP does. However, after that, it's gotta be McGregor if McGregor's still, signed somewhat to the UFC. Who else? In his career.
That's. I don't know. That's the question. I just
That's
can't
the only
see
thing I
Conor
can
wanting
think
that
is if
fight.
they're going to make that fight with Woodley, because Woodley doesn't have a dance partner right now.
Woodley
That's
needs
something
strength.
they could set up in like 8 or 9 months or whatever. They
Like
could set
relatively
that up.
quickly, exactly. Yeah, and have him
Yeah.
cut.
I can't
And
imagine
have him cut nicely.
Dana wanting to give that fight up, Woodley. Dana hates Woodley.
And maybe then he sends GSP to fuck him
We're
up.
gonna
because
see Nick Diaz come back and fight GSP.
Okay. Wow.
Nick Diaz doesn't want to pay his fines.
It's weed money that he get. It's money he can spend on weed.
I don't care.
He ain't gonna. What
GSP's just afraid of him. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. He only beat him 5 rounds.
Oh my God. Yo,
He made him look
the
like an
Lions game
amateur
on
the
halftime?
ground.
Is the Packers game on halftime?
I'm starting to come off the rails here a little bit though.
I think so. Jesus Christ. How many edibles you have, bro? No, sorry.
Not enough after watching.
Not enough.
This shit.
Yo, hold on a second. I'll be right back, guys.
But yeah, I mean, I know everybody's saying Whitaker no way, but if they don't make the Woodley fight, how does Bisping not fight the interim champ? How do you not do
Hello.
that? Oh, there he is.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, returning to the Pride Rules podcast, our favorite guest, Eddie Truck Gordon. What's going on, bro?
Not too much, man. You might have make a chocolate man blush, huh?
This guy coming with it early.
Holy shit.
Well, this is basically like almost 1 year to the day that we had him on. He was our third guest. He was our third guest. We're 3 shows into our first year, and he's back.
Feels like home. I love it.
So what's up, man? How you been? I know you got an announcement to make, so the floor is yours. Go ahead, man. Make the announcement.
Look at that. I get to make it right away. That's super dope. I like it. Well, I'm super excited because I'm launching my first book. I'm pumped up about it because it's been 34 years in the making. I got my own little mantra now. It's forever trucking, mastering the will to win. It's going to be available everywhere in the planet. Anywhere there's a book, there's a computer, there's a Kindle, there's a laptop, everywhere possible. And it's a nice short read with impactful stuff, no fluff, just getting the message out there, kind of telling my story that, some people don't really know about. And I always get tons of questions on social media, and people tell me how I inspire them, I motivate them. And that's my purpose in life, because it doesn't really matter how many fights I win, how many cars I drive, how many, houses I own. It's going to be about how many lives I can impact, starting with my children as well as everybody I get the platform to speak with. So I'm super excited, and I'm going to do a special just because of this show, Pride Rules. I'm going to do something special, man. It's going to be a little 4-day sale on Amazon. So it's the official pre-launch is November 7th. So we're on track to get that out there in every single Barnes & Nobles, all over the place. So Amazon, you name it, you get a book from it, you can get it. So I'm excited. So you're going to see some stuff being posted all about that good stuff. I'll send you guys the cover, the front and the back cover of the book. First people to have it.
We're going to promote that like crazy.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it, man. I think you guys are going to like it. I'm obviously a little bit biased because I wrote it, but...
Well, now, did you write it yourself? Did you write it yourself, or did you have somebody with you?
I went the self-publishing route. I do have a co-author. And the craziest thing is, man, I started putting some thoughts to pad inside the Tough House, Tough 25s, because obviously I lived the whole experience of, Tough 19, and I knew that we really had no TV, no phone, no this, no that. So I kind of said, you know what, that's the only time I ever by myself. I don't have 4 kids going crazy in the house. So it was special, man. It was literally a special moment, and I feel like you're gonna feel that, once you guys get a chance to look at the book. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to read
That's great. Well, you heard it here first, folks. We're about to have a best-selling author on the Pride Rules podcast.
That's it. You see that? People think you can't be a fighter and use your brains, only muscles. But I'm gonna flip the mold. I'm gonna be using both. I'm gonna be changing lives and ruining lives at the same time. How crazy is that?
So do we have any other news? Like, have you signed with anybody yet?
Oh man, that's I thought when I'd be coming on here I'll be having that announcement. We didn't have the paperwork sent over yet, but I will be definitely 1,000% fighting before February. I was hoping it'd be before January, but it looks like it's going to be February. Pretty cool promotion, so I'm super excited. Once they give me the paperwork and I get the my T's crossed and my I's dotted, I'll be more than happy to announce it, because we all know with this fighting game, nothing's official until you sign.
Omar, start guessing. Start guessing like you did the first time he was on.
Oh, I think it's the same place. I'm thinking it's the same place because I really it's Ryzen, Bellator. I think probably one of the two. I'd love to say Bellator only because they seem to be better with like the side ventures. And if my man's going to be that best-selling author, which I know he's going to be, we're going to push it like crazy. And I'm excited to see what he put down because of all the social media stuff that he's doing. Very inspirational. I'm a big fan of that as well. Yeah, I don't know. Be good to see.
Omar, man.
It's tough to predict.
Listen, Omar's good at what he does. I tell you that. So it's gonna be some good, impactful stuff, man. I'm excited. So we'll see. We shall see very soon.
That's good, man. Excited to see you get back in the cage.
Yeah,
definitely
you know what, man?
excited to see you get back in the cage.
I feel like, after watching this weekend, now obviously I'm sure we're going to talk about, UFC 217, but that whole ring rust thing, I think Dominic Cruz and GSP kind of put a caboclo on that thing. How insane was that? And like, if you're not motivated, I'm not a person that needs motivation, but seeing what GSP did was just unreal.
Yeah, he made me eat crow. I'll tell you that.
Listen,
he sure did.
Don't worry about it. You're not the only one. This is probably the first UFC event. I think I was like 0 for 3 on the friggin' main events. And I usually try not to pick a fight, especially when I'm emotionally invested in it. And I absolutely was horrible. And trust me, it pained me to actually pick Bisping because it was just the odds were just stacked up against GSP. And when I was looking at it, he was the favorite, I said, holy smokes, this is like insane. And
I just think that people don't give Bisping enough credit. And these two are included in that. Tommy and Omar. I just think Bisping is very underrated. He's a tough motherfucker, man.
Dude, before GSP won, he had the most UFC wins. Like, this guy's been around forever. And listen, you don't have to be best friends with somebody to respect their work. You look at what Michael Bisping has done, and you look at what he said, and he has a lot of truth to what he says. All these guys were kicking down doors and being head kicks and spinning this and that and racking up all these wins and looking spectacular. The second USADA came into play, Bisping's not a young spring chicken. The guy's 36 going on 38. What is he, 38? I can't even.
Something like I think he's 38.
38. And this guy, wins the belt, 37 years old. There's no coincidence. USADA's out of play. Hard work and dedication, rose to the top, and this guy won the belt. So kudos to him. He beat Luke Rockhold, who is a sick athlete, tough dude, and defended his belt a couple times.
Luke Rockhold beat himself in that fight.
That's true. But listen. No matter what, no matter if he came in there cocky, Bisping had to throw that left hook from God. He knows where he bought the punching power from, but he had to throw that punch, and he connected, and wasn't the first punch that finished it. It wasn't a one-hitter quitter. He followed up, so you got to give the man his credit. And trust me, it pains me to even say these things because, him and my boy Chris got a little feud going on, and it is what it is.
But this
Tommy
right
was going to
here,
ask you about this, too.
Yeah, him
losing
the belt. Him losing the belt and not announcing his retirement, this opens the door for Chris to fight Bisping.
Yeah, Bisping is going to be smart. I think he's going to go with the Yoel Romero fight. That's going to make him more money. They both coming off of a loss. The whole flag thing burning and ripping it up, and that fight has to happen. Like, I think the thing with Chris is just Bisping was just upset. Chris kind of jumped on the scene, dominated, and kind of took Bisping's hopes and dreams. and now Bisping's the champ. I think that beef is a little bit died over. I think you have to make that fight with Yoel. Like, there's no possible way that that fight doesn't happen.
I'm not hating on that at all.
Especially after Masvidal called him out in the hotel, right? Like that's
right. He hates Cubans. He hates Cubans. What the hell is that about?
Bisping knows how to sell shit, man. Bisping doesn't hate
we got to
anybody.
represent. We got to suit up for the islands, man. I got the PR team on my back. You bring your boys. Yo, this guy's yelling at everybody.
That's it. Now listen.
Yo, so who gets Weidman next? Damn.
Oh man, that's crazy. Like you're looking at
light heavyweight.
The division is really
light
fun.
heavyweight.
But I think that GSP vacates and Whitaker becomes the champ outright. So who gets that fight?
Oof. I'm biased, man. You can't ask me. I think Chris is the best middleweight on the planet. Like,
of course.
It's like I'm definitely biased. I don't think. Honestly, I think like GSP will take that fight with Whitaker. Reason being, he's a tiny 85er. GSP might actually be bigger than Whitaker. Whitaker fought 70. It's a better matchup. It's a safer fight for him than going down and fighting an animal like Tyron Woodley. So I can see that fight happen. I can see that fight happen.
I love it when a fighter comes on and says the same thing that I just said before we called him. I love it. I
disagree,
it.
And I have no problem disagreeing with him. I think that GSP doesn't want to stay up, because even if he beats Whitaker, then what? I don't think he really wants to run that gauntlet. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, dude, this guy made Bisping. GSP probably made close to $7 million for this fight at least. He's gonna have another fight with Whitaker unifying the belt. It might make upward of $8 to $9 million. After he wins that, he could care less if he wins or loses. I think that's when he rides off. At that point, what do you have to prove? Guy came back after 40 years.
I haven't really thought of it from that perspective, where he's just only going to come in for one or two fights.
Yeah, 1 or 2 fights. I don't like at this age and what he's done. He's cemented his.
Hey, he's only 36.
Yeah, he's only 36, but at this point, the guy's smart. He has a lot of things going for him outside the ring. He cemented his legacy. If he walks away as a champion not once but twice, who else could say they've done that after taking a hiatus? What are you going to keep fighting until he actually loses, and then what? It
I agree.
But it makes sense.
Here's where we kind of disagree a little bit. Yeah, that Whitaker fight would definitely make him that kind of money, but I think if he jumped down to 70 and fought Tyron, that would make him probably double that.
No way.
I don't know about that though.
No way, bro. Tyron, nobody's trying to see Woodley fight right now.
Yeah, that's the problem. And let me tell you something. Me and Tyron, I'm cool. That dude is one real dude. Like I love the guy, but he's the fans just don't give him the amount of credit he deserves.
I'm not. It's no disrespect to him whatsoever.
Oh no,
and Dana White, and I feel like Dana White's hating on him too.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. People, marketing is key. And, they haven't been marketing Woodley like that. And if Dana White comes out and says something, people are going to, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, they're going to follow him because Dana White has that influence. So when he comes out and says, you're not marketable, people are going to say, he's not marketable immediately. If you look, how can you go from the first Wonder Boy fight being one of the most hottest fighters to the second one, which is a technical great fight if you love the sport, and not be marketable? It doesn't make logical sense. How can you say you can't market Demetrius Johnson when this guy's like a video game,
that I agree with you.
100%. It's because you don't have the effort to do it. I'm a marketing major. I could have marketed Demetrius Johnson and did over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Just put on this guy's highlight tape, zoom the camera in really close so he looks really big, and keep it moving.
So he looks really big.
It's like you could. If there's a will, there's a way. But it just doesn't. You look at Robert Whitaker. This fight might happen in Australia for and forget about
Perth.
The amount of money it's going to be.
Perth.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's so much more money. We're like the whole. It's going to be like Canada versus Australia, and then all of us Americans and everybody else on the planet's going to want to see that. It's going to make a boatload of money. Forget about it.
And if Woodley was going to make GSP double the money, Dana White would already be saying that's the fight that's happening.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, but it's GSP. Yeah, but it's GSP coming down to get his belt back. That I
don't think
would make
GSP
money.
wants to really necessarily make the weight cut either. I don't know. I don't think
Bisping's not a small middleweight, and look what he did to Bisping. It was like it's almost like that fear of getting hit by a big guy. Okay, that fear of can I take that big guy down? It's realistically he'll be fighting at a weight that he's training at. You know, like it's all points where he could absorb more punishment. He's not cutting weight, losing water on his brain. It's healthier. He's able to eat, be strong. The dude looked happy-go-lucky fight week when I've never seen GSP like that. Like, he was just enjoying the whole thing. And he's not fighting for money. Like, he's just literally, at this point, he's fighting because he loves it. And it's almost like he's playing with house money. There's no pressure on him. Like, if anything, GSP was a little bit of a head case. There's no pressure. Like, every time he wins at 85, it's like he has a built-in scapegoat if he does. Well, that's not his weight class. Like, it's a win-win every which way for the guy.
Yeah.
But he had the pressure on his back before that Conor has now, but they're just two different personalities.
Exactly.
Conor likes being the center of attention. GSP didn't. You could tell that.
That and you said the magical name. This is what I can see happening. GSP fight Robert Whittaker. Win, lose, or draw, whatever happens. His last fight versus Conor McGregor, pass the torch or make a crap ton of money and keep moving. Those are the next 3 fights I see for GSP.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't think Conor wants no type of sauce with GSP after watching him fight Bisping, how big he is.
Yeah, listen. I think
and I'm a Conor fan. I love Conor McGregor.
I think Conor's head will let him do anything. Like, I think he just doesn't. He doesn't.
For the right money.
Pockets that let him.
Hell
yeah. Look, I'm not.
I'm
just saying, like, that shit would be a fucking tall order. It'd be
there's no doubt about it. Dude, this guy got in a boxing ring with Floyd Mayweather. At that point, he would do anything.
Yeah,
see, right there. That's the last time we had you on. It was like 2 months before he embarrassed himself in the boxing ring. I gotta
stop
you.
embarrassing himself.
Christ.
Take shots at you. I love taking shots at you. Eddie,
all that money.
I'll get embarrassed for $100 million. You can spit on me.
What was the atmosphere like with with the Queen of the MILFs at that place that you were at?
Oh my God! Speaking of,
let me tell you something.
Really?
I had no idea how much pull porn stars had. I think I went in the wrong business. Like, I've never seen like grown men turn into like little, like I was mind boggled. Even like these
almost embarrassed
guys,
for these dudes.
Oh, it's crazy. And I was almost embarrassed because when I got the opportunity, I really didn't even know like that much about Lisa Ann. I pulled it on Google and I sent the promoter like, hold on, like, are you this Lisa Ann? He's like, yeah. And I listen, I'm not a shy dude, so I told her, like, listen, I was almost embarrassed. I really didn't know who you was. I Googled you, and I was kind of blown away because all my boys were like, oh my God, where's this at? I'm coming. Da, da, da. Like it was insane.
Yo, motherfucker.
Like, it was absolutely nuts. She was like, and I guess she doesn't usually hear that. She's like, oh man, that's cool. You was actually getting laid instead of watching me get laid, so that's a good thing. And I was like, touche. It was like, it was wild.
That is such a gangster line, though. Can we touch on that for a quick second?
I'm going to use that, if you don't mind.
I'm glad you listened to me and brought Stella with you that night.
Oh, I had to, 100%. Listen, I one thing I learned is that, you know, in situations like that, you got to bring sand to the beach to make sure nobody's trying to steal your sandcastle, because then there'll be some problems when you get home. And I didn't want to even deal with that.
That's amazing, yo.
Did you have to play bouncer that night? Did you have to play bouncer that night? Like,
no, I was
these thirsty dudes out of the way?
Dude, I tell you, it's like, they had good security in there. The place was packed. It was a good night. Definitely, can't complain. It was definitely fun. It was definitely a learning lesson.
I bet.
Oh,
I had a lot of Lisa Ann one-liners that week during the show and our video cast. just because of you.
That's great. You know what? I should have freaking got her to come on here with me. That would have been, if I'd have known. Listen, we'll pull some strings.
We would have had a whole new demographic.
That's it. It would have opened the host with the floodgates. Would have been like, forget about it.
Oh man, I don't know if we're ready for that.
Bro. I don't know.
She is.
We'd have to have her on the video cast, though.
She's a brain.
A little too old for Chris's interest. She's a little bit too old for Chris's interest.
Stop it. Yo.
I can't breathe. This is good stuff.
That's terrible.
All right, let's get back on track here. So, Cody and TJ, I know you were on Team Garbrandt. What are your thoughts, man?
I tell you what, man, it's, when you're on the top of the mountain, everybody wants to reach up and be your best friend, and that was just a sick fight. I obviously didn't see it going that way. I thought the first round was going to be, more of that going into the second round. Credit to TJ. He's, one of the best fighters in the world for a reason at that weight, and he grabbed his wits, and that dude had a lot to deal with, fight week and leading up to the fight, knowing you're fighting some of your closest friends that know your ins, your outs, and there was a lot on the line for him. He rose up to the occasion, and he caught Cody. And it is what it is, man. I've known Cody, before the Ultimate Fighter. I've known him before he even got to the UFC. I think he was on his second or third fighting, and he had a tough life. So, like he said, if this is the worst thing that happens to him in his life, then he's truly blessed. I feel like this is gonna, make him a better fighter. And he's a young dude, man. Like TJ is almost 8-9 years older than him, and TJ's legit. It's not like it was an easy fight, and you need these fights to build your legacy. You need these fights, to test yourself. If you're going undefeated and never losing, that means you're not fighting anybody. That means you're picking, choosing, and dodging guys, and he's not that kind of guy. And I enjoyed it, what he said right after, like his mindset. Like he was like ready to go. He's like, whatever, I don't care what it takes. Obviously, I want a rematch. But if I got to fight, scratch, clean out the division to get my opportunity, I'm all for that, whatever it is. Like, he's ready to go. He's in the right mental state. That guy lives in the gym. So, and he didn't back away or shy away from what he said pre-fight. He said, that's how I feel. I respect TJ as a fighter. I just don't respect him as a person. And, he has his reasons being why. And, some of that stuff slowly started coming out fight week with the video surfacing. I've seen that video a year ago. So I knew that video was out. I wasn't going to open my mouth and start, jibber and jabber looking for attention. But things like that, when somebody's saying, pleading, that never happened, and the footage is right there, you kind of question everything else that comes out their mouth. So, it is what it is. It's TJ's time right now. He did what he had to do. He won. Was I pissed off? Hell yeah. Was I mad? Hell yeah. But it is what it is. That's the fight game. That's why it's the fastest growing sport in the world.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what the feeling must have been like during that Ultimate Fighter season with those two.
It was. We were kids, and our parents were going through a divorce. a very public, brutal divorce. They walked in on the other spouse sleeping with the. It was like almost like what's that movie? Boogie Nights. It was like we were the kid from the Boogie Nights family. It was just nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
Dirk Diggler.
Exactly. It was crazy, but listen, it made for good TV. And if that fight would actually have happened a while ago, it would have made for even a better season. Once that fight was off, the way they edited everything, it was so much geared around that fight. They took away. I'm talking about crazy footage that they didn't even show. Like they should have it behind the scenes, of the tough. And it's all how the editors in LA, portrayed, because most people don't even realize. The producers and everybody that's actually in the house with us, they're just filming 24/7. They got so much footage. After the season's wrapped up, they ship it out to LA.
Crazy.
When I say crazy stuff, on season 19, some of the stuff they didn't put on there, I don't know how and why they wouldn't do it. Some of the stuff on season 25, I don't know how and why they wouldn't put it out there. It's crazy. Henzo was on season 19 for like 5 weeks. This guy has the best stories in the planet. He just has all types of great stuff. And stuff that he was showing wasn't even there. Mike Tyson was on our season. He wasn't on there. So it's just like on season 25, it's a lot of stuff that just did not make the cut. That makes absolutely no sense to me. But
it makes you wonder about what the fuck the UFC is doing, bro. I've been saying it for a long time now. Like, I don't think the UFC is trying to promote. They're almost trying to fuck up.
Honestly,
the fuck?
I don't. There's a lot that I don't understand, man. It's like crazy because I'm coming into this sport as a business guy. Like I'm a finance guy. I'm a business guy. So I look at certain things that's going on. Like you look at Amanda Nunes. Like how in the world is her and her girlfriend not on Ellen already? Like blowing up. If they go on Ellen, the UFC's they just open another 20% of their target audience. They're going to get new. Like that's a
like these people don't even have to be likable. Just market them a different way, and you'll get the sheep alone. Like
it's like, to me, it's just mind-boggling. How are they not on Ellen? Like, is there any better place to go? Like, that's like instant, like crazy. It doesn't make sense to me. There's so many different things I was looking at, and like, why? You figure WME is like, they're actors, actresses, like that's their thing. That's their niche. Why are they not doing more of it?
I have a theory where it's like I don't know if you're familiar with the producers, where you can make more money off a flop than you can a hit. They're gonna make their money off their cards because the hardcore fans are gonna still watch. The bars are gonna still order it, right? So all their pay-per-views get ordered by the bars. So let's just not put any money into promoting it. And who gives a shit? We're gonna make a little bit every fight until we make our money back, and then we'll sell.
Yeah, it's to me it's crazy.
I don't know
what people don't realize is this. When a bar orders that pay-per-view, that bar is not paying $69. They're paying based on their
capacity.
Yeah. So there's some bars, there's some places that are buying like eggs. It's crazy. They're I know that some people pay upward to $10,000 to $20,000 for that pay-per-view per one pay-per-view buy, especially if they're filming it. Like say they're streaming it in one of their chat rooms on let's say like Bitcoin or some craziness. They're paying $20,000 to $30,000 because it's based off their users and how many people can actually go and view it.
Yeah.
And they're making $30-40 grand for one pay-per-view. If they do 1 million pay-per-view buys, that's not $69 million. You're looking at quadruple that for because they're not disclosing how many bars and restaurants. You look at New York, if you go on Google and look at bars showing the UFC fights, like I can't even. I'm a math guy. I can't count that high how many bars are showing it in New York alone. Let's go into the Chicago market, the LA market, those big party like. It's insane how many people are buying these pay-per-views, and they don't have to disclose it. They're a private company. The company sold for $4.2 billion for a reason. Like nobody was going to just come and just throw that money down if there wasn't revenue to support it.
Like they're making money regardless.
Exactly.
So they don't really have to promote anybody.
I see.
Well, it seems to me like the only real promotion is like Fight Week, Dana on Twitter, and then that's it.
We hear about the fights like the day of the fight. It's fucking crazy. It's like big cards.
It's absolutely
nuts. Perfect example. We had Sean Teed on last week, and Omar and I were talking about how Carl Robertson, he doesn't have a dance partner. Maybe he'd be a good fight for Derek Brunson. And Sean Teed came on. He goes, yeah, Carl's got a fight in 2 weeks. We had no idea.
Crazy.
And this is our job.
And we're guys that follow the sport fucking
That's what I'm saying.
really close.
To me, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Like Demetrius Johnson was going to break the record, and this dude didn't even get the lights dimmed for his fight. Like he didn't even get the lights dimmed for his fight. Didn't even know what was going on. Like no promotion, and then the guy comes out and does one of the sickest submissions we probably would ever see, and it's just like, what in the world? To me, it's crazy. It doesn't make sense. But listen, I just feel like it's got to be an end game plan. Like they must have a plan. They don't have to tell us what it is. And the Fertitta brothers are geniuses. They bought at $2 million, got out of $4.2 billion. Not to mention all the money they made all those other years. They were in the hole $50 million, but I think they made up for that and then some. And Dana, I think you could see dude, Dana's a straight shooter, man. Like I feel like who knows, this guy might be opening up his own UFC or his own boxing. I think that's in the near future. Who knows? It's like you hear grumblings about him not getting along with the new ownership, and who knows if any of that stuff.
It doesn't.
Well, you can tell
right
he's
to me.
really
it seems
not.
Off.
You can tell he's not.
Dana White and Conor McGregor start their own promotion together.
Oh, listen.
My head would explode.
And it'll sell. And it'll sell. The UFC, this is I get their business model. If you look at it, if you're going to compare the UFC to any sport or any brand, I would say that they're going the route towards like the NFL. They're trying to be like the NFL where they're not promoting the actual players. The NBA, they promote the basketball players. They're international. The basketball players are everywhere. They allow them to brand, do their own thing. The NFL, you don't know nothing about an individual unless they do it for themselves. They're more about the NFL brand. the NFL Shield. That's
you
all.
Look at a guy like Ocho Cinco did a good job for himself with marketing himself, but there's really you have to go above and beyond to do that. You don't.
Yep,
you wear a face mask, a helmet.
You got to do it yourself. And that's what Connor did, though. You look at Connor. He's like, forget embedded. I got my Mac lifestyle cameras following me 24/7.
Exactly.
I'm going to go brand myself.
He did it himself.
Dumped a lot of money doing that, though. People don't realize, like, unless those guys are doing it for free, which I'm sure nobody's working for free to be away from their family, like, he had to pay some money, but it obviously, it paid off. And that's why he evolved. It wasn't like he just was going in there winning fights. Like, he wasn't just doing that. That helped. That's the difference between him and Chael Sonnen. He could talk and he backed it up. But he had the own branding going on. He developed himself. He made it happen. The UFC, they're like, we'll make a star. And they've been hitting on it. They've been missing a lot. Like, they thought Sage knows.
There's a problem with that, yeah, because you could only make a star until he gets knocked out, and then you're like, well, now we don't want to promote him anymore. Well, what's
exactly.
The
and they missed. They missed on a lot of the stars. Ronda fell off, and she left by choice. Conor vacated to boxing. Sage got spanked. Paige lost a couple fights. So it's like these people at their hand selecting just literally just weren't delivering.
It's actually funny because you bring up a Demetrius Johnson and then you got him in a commercial with Sage Northcutt. Like that's almost disrespect.
It's crazy.
Well, yeah. Crazy. Joe Rogan said it perfect. I don't remember which show it was that he said it on. But he was saying that like this WME signing was almost like bad luck because as soon as they signed, Ronda loses, like you said, Eddie. Conor goes to boxing. The pay-per-view buys are kind of in the dump. The ratings on the fight nights and the Fox cards are kind of in the dump. So it's like as soon as WME came in, UFC kind of went on a downskid.
Yeah, I was
actually being up.
Yeah, it's fact. 100%
ask Eddie about this too. Like, what do you think about maybe the fact that they're just trying to like get out from underneath the Fox deal that they kind of bought into? I was thinking maybe Showtime or something like that. They might do something like that, and that might be their plan.
All digital.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe that's why they're not promoting. Like they're probably just trying not to get the ratings because let me tell you something, man. I don't care if there's two bums outside the street. If two bums start fighting in the middle of the street, we're all watching. We're stopping what we're doing. Like, we go to baseball games at the World Series, Dodgers versus Houston Astros. If a fight breaks out in the stands, the game stops. Nobody's watching the World Series. Like, if for you not to promote big names, it's a fact. It's just like I don't care. You're gonna hear oohs and ahs. You're gonna look up and the cameras are gonna try to find out what's going on. Like people want to see fighting. It's a bottom line. There's a reason why, you said the world stars and all these stupid sites are taking off and all these everything that goes viral is two kids that nobody knows their name fighting.
Yeah.
Like it's just in our nature we love to watch car accidents. How many times have you drove down the road and some guy's got a flat tire that's creating traffic because we're nosy. We want to see that car accident. It's just like, and you got skilled athletes who are going in there, putting it on the line and fighting. Like, come on. I even think UFC 217. I don't even think that was promoted enough, honestly, to be quite honest.
Oh, 100%.
No, not even close.
Like,
I don't
think
even think it sold out. Well, here, Eddie, you'll laugh at this. The UFC did a marketing study, and they were asking, people who they were interested in seeing fighting at UFC 217, and the least interested fight was GSP versus Bisping because most of the people did not know who GSP was.
Yeah, I believe it, 100%. Did you see any GSP?
Isn't that sad?
That's beyond sad, but it's like that's the thing that I think fighters don't realize. You're only as good as your last fight. As good as this UFC 217 card is, the fly-by-night fans in 2 more days they're gonna in one ear out the other. They're gonna forget. And you look at Anderson Silva. This guy was a freak of nature, matrix, and you ask some kids now, they don't even know who he is. They think he's like some average guy. My kids don't even know. They love football. They don't know who Bo Jackson is, Barry Sanders. Like when it comes to an athlete, you're only as good as your last performance. And it's like there's going to be the next big thing right after that. Look at like it's Justin Gaethje. Like people probably forgot about how crazy that fight was. It's like what's next. It's what's come next. So you got to use this platform while you're hot, while you're relevant, to set something up so you can, make a legacy. Because I don't care who you are. Look at Ronda. She made everybody's life so much better in mixed martial arts. Men, women, cats, dogs, promoters. Like, she did it. She did it. Like, she was the breakthrough. And for people to disrespect her, whether you love her, hate her, whatever, it's sad. It's disrespectful. Like, she made all these paydays possible. She brought the mainstream, and she's like a blip on the radar. Like, you almost don't even mention her.
First of all, the females shouldn't have a single bad word to say about her.
Nothing.
Because she really did put them on the map.
Exactly. It's like Joanna. That's all you hear about, Joanna. It's like you like Ronda, and Joanna even kind of shunned the Ronda comparison. Like, don't even dare compare me to her. Like, dang, like really, that's crazy.
Yeah, now you just got dusted, and you might never win it. You could just be the next.
Well, not
one.
only did she get dusted, but she didn't tie Ronda's defense record.
Exactly. Yeah. So no matter what you
and
say,
at least
men
Ronda
lie, women
went
lie,
out
numbers
on her
don't.
shield. She straight up tapped.
It was crazy. And I promoting a fight. I get it. You got a percentage of the pay-per-view buys. You want to be as much promotion as possible. But for you to make another grown woman cry, and you're attacking her mentality, her mental state, when you know what she went through as a kid, and the difficulties that she dealt with, and for you to go that deep, that is crazy. And it goes you take promoting to a whole nother level. Like Bisping, he promotes a fight, he talks a whole bunch of shit, he curses the guy, this, that, but he kind of knows what's out of bounds and what's off limits. You know what I'm saying? She didn't pull any punches. That was just crazy.
And even Bisping forces the issue a little bit sometimes.
Oh yeah, because listen, man, when you're getting paid, Bisping got paid $500 for this fight, $600 disclosed or something. GSP got $22.5 million disclosed, and they're getting a percentage of pay-per-view buy, whether it's $2, $3, $4, who knows what they negotiated. If they do upwards to 1 million buys, GSP's gonna walk away with another $4 or $5 million. Bisping's gonna walk away another $3, $4, $5 million, plus their sponsors that they got and whatever under the money table. Like they're trying to promote it because they want those eyeballs to get to the pay-per-view. And it's just to me, it'll be a win-win for everybody if they just promoted all of the fights. Because, other people have fan base that's going to tune in for pay-per-view. They're not going to have the money to fly to New York, get a hotel, buy tickets, this and that. It's a lot cheaper to sit at your house and click a pay-per-view. And they just don't do it. So it's find a different way to promote it. It's just, to me, it's scary that there's nobody really. It's almost like the NFL though. Nobody really cares about the athletes, what they're doing with their time and their brand and their money, because athlete money is nothing. To be quite honest, it's the owners that's crushing it. Those are the guys that are winning, and they're.
That's why I always get upset when people say, "Oh, he's making all that money." Bullshit. There's a guy making a lot more money off of him than he's making. He deserves to,
peanuts. And who gets it? I might sound like a broken record, but Conor gets it. 2-3 years ago, Conor said the UFC made over $800-something million in a 4-5 month period off of his couple fights, and he got paid $10 million. And everybody was thinking, "Oh, you made a lot of money." That's not even 1%. Get out of here. That's garbage. When you break it down percentage wise, it means for every $100 you make, I'm going to give you $2. No, that's not. It's crazy.
That's why when Conor says, "I want a piece," even if you ain't getting a piece, you say you want a piece because
Yeah.
Fuck,
let me tell you something. The UFC hurt themselves with Conor, man, because let me tell you something right now. That guy could put on the McGregor promotions. He got his brand already. Go get an arena, rent out an arena in Ireland and sell it out himself. He doesn't need it. Coming off making $100+ million, Conor's not fighting for less than $20-30 million now in the UFC. They're going to have to pay him that, whether they disclose it or not. Conor will see $20 to $25 million minimum. He is now the Floyd Mayweather of mixed martial arts. He will be making $20-25 million. He's no doubt about it.
That's no question.
They're going to have to
get that payday.
And he's getting
it. And if they don't pay him, guess what? He'll just walk away. He has so much going on. This dude's got a movie that's coming out. The amount of money he's going to be making, he's going to be making residuals for the rest of his life on that movie. He's good. He could literally take 20% of what he made from the Floyd fight, put it in a managed mutual fund account, and never have to work a day in his life again. His kids will never have to work a day in life again. Like, he is financially set. Everything now is icing on the cake.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Oh
Connor.
my God! See,
Fucking
I was
hate
waiting
Connor.
for it.
Yeah.
Hate
Listen.
Connor. Can't stand him. Can't wait for Tony to dust him.
Listen,
He can take his.
Listen, he's probably not even going to fight Tony. He's probably going to fight Diaz if he's smart. You'll see. That's a bigger money fight. We'll see. It's scary, but it's crazy.
I don't necessarily disagree with that the Diaz fight might be the one that we end up seeing ultimately. I'm a big Diaz fan, so obviously I'm down. But I want to see. I just want to see him knock the fucking Tony Ferguson the fuck out personally to shut Tommy up.
Listen, man, what Kevin Lee did to Tony in the first round with
shows
a staph
me a lot.
infection is kind of scary. And listen, Tony's awkward, man, and he gets away with it. But you look at like some of his fights, man, like he has a few
very
holes.
hittable.
Yes.
Very hittable.
And if Conor hits him, there's no denying Conor's punching power. Like, let's be serious. Like, if Conor gets him hurt like Kevin Lee gets him, if Conor finishes, man, like he finds a friggin' way to finish. It's like if he gets him hurt, it's gonna be a bad day. But listen,
Conor's
who
just
knows
super
if we
accurate.
ever see that fight? Like, who knows if we ever even see that fight? So, I don't get excited. I don't get excited till I see something being promoted. I don't get excited till they weigh in. I don't get excited till the actual day of the fight and they're walking out to the cage. That's when I start getting excited about a fight at this point, because you just never know. I think if we learned anything from the last few years, it's the mystery of the unknown. Like, that's why I think the New York card was like a blessing. Nobody got hurt. Nothing got really went crazy.
It was a unicorn.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
And we had made a point earlier on the show about how maybe they just don't over-promote because everything they promote just goes to shit.
Yeah, but you know what? It's this guy's not training smart, man. Like, when you really honestly think about it, if you're fighting for 15 and 20 minutes, should you be doing 3 days and 4 days and sparring 1,000 rounds? So you're fighting for 15 minutes. Like, get your nutrition right, you get your skill down. Like, I think people are training not smart. We're barbaric. It's like it doesn't make sense. Like,
it's not just
crazy.
that. It's USADA too now.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, let me tell you something. I know for a fact. Like, I'm not gonna call out any names. I'm sure you guys can do your research. I've fought people in the UFC, outside the UFC, that were juiced out of their gills, and it was known fact. I've beat guys that were juiced out of their bird. I've lost the guys that was juiced out of their bird, and it's known. You look at their bodies now; they look like an alien snatched them, and it's like, and these guys are changing weight classes.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna use that.
That is amazing.
But it's just like, what are you gonna do as a fighter? It's like you're gonna turn down a fight, then it's just like you gotta deal with the hands that you're dealt. GSP said he left because he couldn't deal with it no more, and he got tired of it. Kudos to him. Not every single fighter has that opportunity to just walk away for 5 years and be financially stable. Some of these guys, looking for paydays, and that's why I built different things around, so I don't have to sit there and starve and say, oh man, if I don't go get this fight right now, I can't feed my family. I got 4 kids, man. These kids cost a lot of money. I got my son's right now my son's right in front of me right now making a sandwich. I just bought the cold cuts today. That'll probably be gone tomorrow. Like, I gotta feed these kids.
Yo, that shit's the best.
Yeah,
that's
like,
quote for the night.
It's just a fact. It's just crazy. So it's like, if we don't have something to fall back on, like, they own us. That's why everybody talks about unions and we need to protect us from the promoter. No, these unions need to protect us from ourselves. That's who we need to protect ourselves from, because other fighters are hurting other fighters, taking peanuts for money, for sponsorship.
It needs to be more. You see what the NFL does to all their fighters coming in. They educate them, man. To all their players coming in, they try at least to give them a foundation of knowledge to go off of, and you really don't see that with the UFC.
They got that platform, and these guys still go broke because it's just like. There's yes men around. Everybody's like, oh, yes, you're the best thing. Like, you're the best thing. it's like, to me, it's crazy. Anybody asks me why do I interact with all the fans so much? Because in my eyes, I'm still a fan. I'm doing something that I genuinely love, and there's nothing like when I see how my kids react to one of their favorite athletes. When I take my kids to a fight week and they meet like Tyron Woodley won me over at the Ultimate Fighter finale. Like, my kids, he took my kids, brought them ringside, like let my kids sit in the seat, and from that day, like, me and him been like tight as can be. Like, he like literally like stuff like that. My kids.
It's the shit that you would never see. The UFC ain't gonna talk about that.
Never. Oh, never. Of course not. But it's like things like that is like what makes, I think, why his fans are so passionate, because we interact, like we talk. There's kids that probably send LeBron James and all these other athletes thousands and thousands of Instagrams and hey this, hey that, Twitter, direct messages, and they never even like respond back. That was like this kid's like whatever. But listen, these fans are who puts money in our pocket. Like, without the fans, if nobody's coming to the arenas and the sport's not popular, we're not getting paid, no matter what athlete you are. So it's almost like paying homage to the athletes before us that laid their life on the line, and paying homage to the fans, whether they boo us or cheer for us. Them having a reaction is putting money and food in our kids' mouths. So I feel like you have to realize it. You know, you got those knucklehead keyboard warriors, of course, that are idiots, and you want to slap them. They don't know, the spinning back fist.
Yeah, but you know what? You need those too. You need those too.
Of course, because those are the same dudes that'll see you out in public and be like your best friend.
Be like, I love you, Truck. Truck, you're the best. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Meanwhile, they're like,
crazy.
Fuck Truck. Fuck him.
No,
like,
I met Mayhem Miller, and I actually represented. I still stayed true. I was like, nah, fuck you. fuck him.
And then what? Then ran away?
He's missing a few screws, so you're lucky he didn't like kick you in the nuts or something.
That's what I'm saying. Could have ended up naked with him in a church.
Yeah.
It was funny though. We laughed about it. I was just like, nah, I don't really fuck with you. Because the people I was with
probably seen so much of it that he's probably like, all right, cool, whatever, bro. Like.
Yeah, he didn't care. He laughed. I was like, I'm Team Diaz all day, and he laughed and shook my hand. That was it. Yeah,
like you build up a tolerance. It's crazy. It's like you build up a tolerance, and some guys build up a tolerance for the good, bad, and indifferent. Sometimes they should actually be caring about a fan, and they're just so used to dealing with the hate that it gets overlooked, and you kind of can't even blame them. Like, I'm not going to say a lie to you. Like, when I was in college and I played football, side note, story time, but I played football, and my cousin played for the Dolphins. So, like, we went out to the city chilling. I changed my football number to 92 because I'm a huge Giant fan. I know we suck. 92, Michael Strahan. Like, I was, like, idolized this guy as a kid coming up. And my cousin introduced me to him at a club, and this dude had the mean mug face on, didn't even give two shits who I was, what I was, walked away. And that shit left, like, a sour taste in my mouth. And I was pissed. And the next morning I wake up, I look at the newspaper, this dude's divorce is public, like literally going through a divorce, this and that. And I'm like, oh, shit, you know what? This guy has a life outside of football. I ran into this dude at the wrong time. He's going through, obviously, this I see on the newspaper. And I'm like, all right,
yep.
I made a prejudgment of him. And now, from what I hear, dude, nicest dude in the world. He's on, Kelly in the morning and all this other stuff.
Yeah, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
And
I'm going to tell you why. See, you had that experience with Strahan. When I was a kid, I grew up my father was a season ticket holder for the Giants. I grew up in a Giants household. My dad had the Zubaz Giants pants. Remember those from back in the day? Those Zubaz pants? God. I was going to school in a Joe Morris jersey as a kid. So my dad used to get field passes at Fairleigh Dickinson University where they practiced.
Yes.
So we were actually to be able on the field. I played catch with Otis Anderson. I got to shake LT's hand. I went up to Phil Simms to ask him for an autograph. He put his hand on my chest, shoved me out of the way, and said, "Get out of here, kid. I got better things to do." I was a Raider fan that day in 1991 after they beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. I was a Raider fan that day. So don't believe it.
Well, in defense of Phil Simms, you are annoying as fuck. So
shut up.
I don't believe.
You gave Aaron Rodgers a hand job at the bus stop when you were in Green Bay.
Oh,
what are you kidding?
I
wish someone would give Brett Hundley a hand job right now so he can start fucking getting some first down. I'm watching this game in pain while I'm doing this podcast.
It is nice, Eddie, that you're as good to your fans as you are because, I've been messaging fighters and management teams to come onto this podcast, and we don't even get an answer back half the time. So it's nice that you're nice to your fans.
Tough. We're probably one of the fucking billion people that message these guys, though.
Yeah. It's you know what? It's just, to me, it's crazy. Like, you just never know. Like, imagine how many people friggin' shitted on Ariel Helwani or shitted on Joe Rogan before he got his break. Like, you never know. You just never know. And it's like, you don't do it for that reason. But that being said, it's just like, you never know when you're going to be in need of anything. Like look, if you'd have asked me 5 years ago, I might be writing a book and I'm going to be like promoting it and this and that. No, hell no. But the amount of people that reached out to me and said, "Oh man, I want to hear your story. I like your story. Let me share what's going on." Like they want to help because I'm just that guy that feel like, you know what, I'm going to support. If I believe in something, I'm going to support it. And I feel like too many people don't do that because they're worried about, if it's not cool or it's not going to fit my image.
And really, they're worried that not many people are going to want to hear it. But if one person gets something from it, then it's worth it.
That's it, man. Let me tell you, like I just did a speaking engagement, right? Like maybe literally the November 3rd, whenever that was. I did a speaking engagement. I didn't know what the heck I was going into. I usually talk to like corporations or whatever. It was like this youth builder program, and ran by the United Way. And I went in there and I just spoke to these kids. I was supposed to be there for an hour. I ended up being in there for friggin' 2 hours. Like, these kids were so responsive. And then afterwards, I started doing some research on these kids, kind of find out what's going on. Parents have bad, crazy households, legal issues, different things, ups, downs. And these are some of the nicest human beings I ever met. And it's like, to see their response, like the feedback they were giving me, how attentive it was. Nobody was falling asleep. Like, I kept it real with them. Like, it was genuine. And for me, like, I got a bigger rush doing that, just like as if I was walking to the octagon, walking into the cage, we're getting ready for a fight. Because, nobody's going to, like, I got an ego too, like all athletes, but realistically, 20, 30, 40 years from now, nobody's going to remember me. There's going to be the next John Jones that doesn't do coke or act like an idiot or whoever. That next it is going to be popular, and nobody's going to remember Eddie Truck Gordon.
And it's going to be way less than 40 years. No one even will remember John Jones in 5.
Oh,
that's
no doubt about it.
No one knows who GSP is 4 years later.
Exactly, right? Like crazy. But you know what's going to happen? One of those kids in that friggin' room that I spoke with is going to get their life together. They're going to maybe invent the next antibiotic to save the planet, or they're going to friggin' become a millionaire, or they're going to have some kids and be a good dad and break the mold of their family, or go to college, or
even if
whatever their
that's just
success
it, even if it's just that.
Exactly, whatever their success
is. Father.
Oh, exactly, and to me that's huge. Like when I meet people, I don't tell them, I'm a UFC fighter, I won tough. No, I tell them, I'm a proud dad. I graduated from Fordham University. Like, by the way, I fight. Like, it's like that's, you got to prioritize what's important to your life, and sometimes it takes a really long time before you figure out what that it is. But once you do, and you kind of don't care what people think about you, that's when you really find yourself, and you could be successful and make money and be happy, truly happy, not the fake, phony Instagram baller happy where you see these herbs, get fake money and put a whole bunch of green on a thing and put $100 bills and living a life and get empty bottles like Cristal and try to act like there's something they're not, because that's fake and phony, man. It's the times that we live in now. People, all they care about is what other people's perception of them is, and that's sick.
Did you say Herb?
Yeah.
Herb, straight Herb.
I fucking love that.
Old school, man. I call my kids
That's
Herb.
old school East Coast right there.
Yeah, I call my kids Herb. They look at me like, what is this guy talking about? Listen, I'm living in a time capsule.
I ain't mad at that, bro.
Nah, it's amazing.
Not at all. I haven't heard that in a long time.
I use it all the time.
I still say it from time to time.
Me too. Let's
bring it back, man. We're going to bring that Herb back. We're going to bring it back.
I like that.
Yeah, that brought me back to high school right there.
Somebody acting mad shitty. I was like, I said to my girl, I was like, that man's a Herb. She started dying. She's like,
That brought back, just that word brings back so many good memories.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned you went and spoke to kids. What's going on with the sober house, man?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something. You want to hear something crazy? this is what drives me nuts, man. Like, I had a huge donor that we were going to probably open up 2 sober houses, and my thing was I want to do it in it doesn't have to be like a rich uppity neighborhood, but I wanted to put it in somewhere that these guys have a shot. But it's so political, it's so much BS. Once the people in the neighborhood find out this is coming around, they don't want it in the neighborhood.
And you know what's crazy? I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna interject real quick. And these are the same people that are gonna have a fucking child in need of a place like this.
Exactly. And
in 5 years, 4 years, but they just.
People think that it's like, these ghettos, these hoods, that these people are having these opiate addictions. No, it's high. It's a high upper class problem because it all starts with expensive painkillers, pain pills. They can't afford it. They go into heroin, and then it's over. Like once it gets a hold of you, it's over. And I'm getting so much pushback trying to help these people that it's crazy. But I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping. Like I am going to open up 2, 3 sober houses within the next 2 years and make a difference and save some lives, because whether these people realize it or not, they need the help and it has to happen. And I'm starting to see it's starting to get a little more traction, which is great. And
I think the elections that are coming up might actually provide some traction. Things don't really happen around election times. Once they're over, then things start moving again.
Well, we're hoping, man. Like it's just, to me, it's sad, man, to see people's lives just get destroyed. And I don't care who you are. More people are affected by this than they want to talk about. And too many times we're just embarrassed because it's just we're afraid to ask for help.
There's a stigma that goes with it.
It's a stigma, yeah. And people think it's like that it could never be them, but I've seen good friends of mine lose their life, like longtime friends, and I'm like, I must be the only idiot because like I don't do drugs, so I don't know the signs, I don't know the symptoms, and I'm that guy that if I love you, I'm supporting you, I'm backing you up, I'm defending you, and it's just like when the reality kicks in, you're like, oh man, how could I miss that? So it's it's tough, but I'm not giving up hope. Like just like touching kids and reaching kids. If I could save 1 or 2 people and they change their life and become a better father and kick it, because addiction, it's real, man. It's like it's real. And if I could just help 1 or 2 people, like that to me is huge. And it's gonna happen.
Well, bro, you should definitely look in Jersey for those sober houses, because the heroin epidemic in New Jersey is just out of control.
Everywhere, though. That's the thing. It's everywhere.
It's really literally in Long Island where I'm at, man. Like it's crazy. Like you literally, I think it was to the point where it was like 1.5 overdoses a day for a while. It was like insane. And to me, it's like I never understood how could somebody just see a problem, just sweep it under the rug and act as if it's not there. And this is from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's an
like
understatement.
Yeah, and like you were saying about how, it doesn't matter which area it is. Where I finished out my high school is in Toms River North.
Okay.
If you see this high school, it's humongous. It looks like a college. And most of the kids that go there are uppity, rich, white kids. The nickname for that school was Heroin High.
Crazy. Yeah.
When I finished out there. That's how bad it was.
Nearly 20 years ago. Imagine what the fuck it's like now.
Yeah, no,
it was not 20 years ago, you prick. Not that old.
Oh man.
Shit, I'm 2 years older than you, bro. Don't
Listen, I'm gonna be 29. I celebrate my 29th annual birthday coming up this year. That's it.
There you go.
That's it. Just keep.
I was gonna say, wait,
that's it.
the fuck, 29. I got that shit all wrong.
He went to high school. He went to high school at Weidman, but he's 29.
Listen, you guys, it's all about how you feel these days, man. That's it.
Yeah,
no,
age is.
It's crazy, man. But it's like
I better shut up.
Yeah, these sober. It's like people just don't want them in the neighborhood. But it's like, how the hell do you expect somebody to kick an addiction if they got to walk through the hood and to walk through 10 different drug dealers just to get to the sober house? It's just crazy. It's like you got to create a good and safe environment for these people. So it's happening. It's going down, man. Hopefully I sell like 10 million books and I don't need any sponsors.
Exactly.
And then I'll do it myself and get a tax write-off and save some lives. Why not? It's a win-win.
Yeah, be like Uriah
like
Faber. Just buy an entire block of houses, and there's the sober houses.
That's it, man. You know, I might have to do that. I might have to go to Cali because Uriah owns like 3 blocks already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that goes. I know you haven't talked about it much, so I just wanted to see what was going on with that. Just because last time you were on here, it was it struck a chord with me as we talked the last time.
Yeah, man,
it's definitely nice.
It's still in the works, man. We're definitely pushing it. I'm never giving up, man. That's one thing about me is that I put something in my mind. I got a goal. I'm set to do it, and things are coming into place right now. So I'm excited. That's what I'm excited about. Whenever you don't see me, I'm working.
Nice.
Well, that's what you got to do, man. You got to get in the cage in Bellator, fight, win, and then when you do your fight speech, of course, you throw up a shout out to the podcast, your book,
Look at fucking.
and then the sober house, and then that'll be it, man. You'll have investors throwing money at you for sober houses then.
That's it. You know what, man? I think, did you just write up? You just write it up. I got a photograph. Remember, I'm going to memorize this speech, and we got it. That's it.
I like it.
You know, I had to throw the podcast in there. I mean, why the hell
listen,
not?
if you got to. If you didn't, you'd be doing yourself a disservice. Like, come on.
Well,
There's
and
100%
then,
of the shots you don't try, you don't take, right?
Exactly.
It goes in line with you annoying the shit out of promoters and fucking management team. You know, that's how
Listen, when am I gonna get like a Pride Rules T-shirts? Like rock this on like my video vlogs and stuff that I be doing. Like,
Stay less. What's your address?
Definitely.
That's it. That's deal. I'm texting you guys. That's it, man. I'll hit you up. That's it.
Oh yeah, no, that's something that we've actually talked about doing. Starting to send the T-shirts to the guests that come on here. 100%. I mean, I love our shirts. I do. I love our shirts. And
listen, it's
free
advertising.
Well, I got one set for you. It's the red one. It goes great with the Law MMA look.
See, you know the fastest way to my heart. See, look at that.
It's the same one I got, man. It's the red one, right for that Law MMA. You know what's funny? Not to spin off, but I got to do an interview with I can't pronounce the guy's first name. His last name's Bambozi. He's the Holy War Angel.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. What
happened?
What happened with you guys and him?
You want to know what happened? Absolutely nothing. Like this guy, like I didn't give any traction to it. He's a nomad. He owns his own gym in, like, I forget, Brooklyn or somewhere. And he gets kicked out of every single gym he goes to because he's not that he's, like, malicious. He's just very wild. He's out of control. And he just walked into the gym one day, and he actually was invited to the gym. He spoke to one of our amateur fighters. And one of our amateur fighters was like, oh, you should, come by the gym if you're looking for a gym, to train. He came a week and a half before Chris's fight, and he wanted to spar. Chris was like, all right, this is like my last sparring session, and, I'm not going to spar a brand-new sparring partner. I don't really know anything about you. Like, we have a game plan and everything, but, you're more than welcome to come train. He took that as, he's conceited, he's disrespectful. I'm a UFC guy, too. Like,
big time in him.
Yeah, like what planet? Like, we were, Chris, Volante, who else was in there? It was wrestling.
Yeah, all the hitters.
Yeah, we were just wrestling. And this dude was wrestling. We said, oh, you could drill with us, wrestle. He was wrestling with the boxing gloves on. Boxing gloves. What? Yes, Chris was like, we're just wrestling. We're not really sparring. No, I need to use these boxing gloves. So if I can wrestle with these boxing gloves, then when I'm fighting, I know I can do it. Like, what? Like, really? Out of his bird, and he wasn't like out of his bird, and it was just like when somebody's like that crazy. Anybody that like knows him knows his history of him. If you go back and look at when Uriah was fighting him, and somebody asked him about about how it was training with him. Uriah said, nothing against the guy, but he was a little bit weird and just out there. His style is, spinning stuff. He was doing crazy stuff in the gym. Like, I'm not making this stuff up. Like, you go and Fight Pass and you pull up that fight and look at the lead up to it. Like, he was training with all these guys. There's a reason. If you're a UFC caliber fighter and you don't have a gym that nobody wants you in their gym, if it's one gym, okay. But if it's 5, 6, 4, like then
it's a problem.
It's not the gym, it's the person. Let's call it what it is. And that's that. Like I'm even disappointed I even gave it any attention to even talking about this dude.
Good
yeah,
job,
I have. No, well,
but I'm not shy. I'm not shy. So Chris is very. Chris is very political. Chris is very. Chris is. He's the All-American. What can I say? Like he just like Chris is very like he does it right. Like me, I'm just like, listen, I'm gonna say how I feel. I'm gonna tell you what I feel, and I'm not gonna worry about towing a line because everything I'm saying is gonna. If I don't have facts about it, I'm not gonna speak facts. But this dude's out of his bird, and that's just that. Bottom line.
Wait, yeah. The show that you were on last night, Steve. He asks me every once in a while to come on and guest host. And one of the days he asked me to guest host, he was on. And I'm like, Steve, first of all, if this guy starts talking about, Weidman, I'm just dropping off the conversation. That's an extended teammate. Second of all, he beat my teammate in his fucking pro debut. He beat Shammy. You remember Shammy?
Yeah,
Eddie,
Shammy's
right?
an awesome dude, yeah.
Yeah, he beat Shammy in Shammy's first pro fight for Ring of Combat.
Yes.
I was nice, but there were just so many things I just wanted to ask and say, and I had to bite my lip, especially about the Weidman stuff. So I figured it's just easier for me to ask you now that you're here.
Oh yeah, no, listen, man, it's just, and to me, it's like you're trying to catch attention off of Weidman's name because Weidman had a fight coming up, and dude, that if he didn't get cut yet, he was like on the verge of getting cut. Like, so it's like he's trying to create a buzz about himself, and it's just like, come on, man, why do that? Like, it's just not like, let's be real. Like, you're you're not a bad fighter. He's a good fighter. He's different, but it's just like, why even?
The dude flexed on him after he knocked him out.
It's crazy, man. I don't get it. Like, some people everybody's just cut from their own cloth, and they got their own way of doing things, and whatever fits them, but just don't pull other people into it. Like, there's many people. I know guys I fought that did Star Wars and Juice. I'm not gonna sit there and put them on blast. They didn't get popped by USADA. They didn't fail a drug test, so they're clean. Like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna throw dirt on nobody's name.
But the best part about it is you're not complaining about it, and that's what makes you awesome. You're not crying about it.
No, listen. If they're gonna want to shorten their life and have their organs grow and eventually die of some crazy disease, good for them. Like, God bless them. It's their body, If it's just nuts. I'm healthy. Knock on wood. I feel bad for. Look at Michael Bisping. That's the guy I feel bad for. This guy is now deformed from somebody who was on, PEDs, to getting head kicked on a fight that the guy was juicing. Like, think he got a detached retina or something? Like, that's messed up.
Yeah, it was even worse than that. That shit was bad.
It's like bad. Like, that's the part that's what's scary.
Now, I don't understand why people don't get, there could almost be a case made for, like, legal, like, this guy could get in trouble for fighting on steroids.
This is the problem. Let me tell you the problem with the whole USADA and the drug testing thing. If you never get caught, right, you're supernatural. And this is the same thing with baseball. This is the same with baseball too. Like, especially when it comes to fighting, if you get popped with the old rules, you wouldn't pay any fine. You'll keep all your money, and you'll just be suspended for a year or 6 months. Most guys, when they're at that level making crazy money, they're fighting every 6 months, 7 months. So it's like, all right, I took the drugs, I won, my win still got there's no real penalty. It's just like, oh, don't do that. In the public eye, you're looked at, you're looked down upon, but like anything else, time, they forget. Look how many times people forgot I'll pick a name of somebody who screwed up. I don't know. The biggest
you could
one
say fucking anybody. John Jones was the GOAT after one win.
Exactly. So
he's the GOAT.
It's like, you look at him like everything he done, and after you win, it's like everything's forgotten. So it's just like, who cares? I'm gonna roll the dice, try to make a couple $1 million, change my life, and if I get caught, I'll sit out the same time I would anyway. Whatever. So it's like, how much when's enough is enough. Like Michael Bisping damn near losing his eye wasn't enough. What's it gonna take?
Well, it's funny, that we're talking about this now. When the show started, I brought up some breaking news that was given to me by a fighter, and this is an organization that you fought for. CFFC's heavyweight Zhu Enyu, after he lost his debut to Justin Ledet in the UFC, popped by USADA for that fight.
Really?
Yep.
He better fire his drug dealer, because do you see his body?
That's what I was saying. He had to cut down to fucking heavyweight.
What? That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, he had to cut. He was 278 when he got the call to come in on short notice.
When you say popped, it could be a number of different things.
It could be maybe a diuretic. I hope it's a diuretic.
Because he had to. I know he took the fight on short notice, and he had to lose a lot of weight in like 2 weeks.
All right, maybe.
But regardless, that's a huge blow to a division that's more shallow than a puddle.
Yeah, spot on. Hell yeah. That's the only division you can lose 3 in a row and be ranked in the top 5.
Yeah. Everybody in the top 5 fought each other 7 times already.
Hey, yeah, it's crazy. It's
musical chairs.
Bob, man.
Up in that, like it's just running around.
Like somehow Overeem is ranked number 1.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Overeem's the champion.
Now we're fight Stipe again. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly, somehow. And
I don't
guillotine him.
I don't think he's getting past Francis, though, man. That guy hits hard, and Overeem finds a way to get hit. Like, Overeem's not a wrestler. I can't see him trying to go for a takedown. And I just think a lot of guys are just scared shitless when they look at Francis. They just look at him like, yeah, it's not going to be a good day.
No, that's not getting out of the first round.
His feet are fucking enormous. Like, you get hit with that fucking big-ass hand.
Lunchbox. Man, he got lunchbox in hands. But this is Overeem's problem, though, man. You look at Overeem's fights, if he can't beat a bully, then, like, that's it. He's going to wither. Like, when he's the alpha male, like, he's just a freak of nature. The second he gets pushback, you look at the Ben Rothwell fight. Like, Ben Rothwell's like, I'm not backing up. Like, screw you. And it was just like, oh shit! Like, you just saw him change from the seconds and minutes in the round. And
even
I'm obviously
the Bigfoot Silva, same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little bit biased because we had a little altercation at that Ben Rothwell fight because he tried to kick Al out the room. Because he has an ego thing. Al started thinking he's the best thing since sliced bread. And Al was like training in a room and he tried to like bully him and dude, fuck you. So I'm
you just mentioned Al Iaquinta's name, and UFC just tweeted he just got fined.
That's it. Al's the man. That kid he is a legend, man.
Wait, what happened? He was supposed to have a fight, and then somebody replaced him. What happened?
Yeah, he got banged up, man. It's bad luck, man. That was a great fight for him too, man.
I was excited for that fight.
Yeah, it's friggin' that's the thing that sucks about this damn combat sport, these injury shits, man, and it sucks. But what are you gonna do?
I want to have him on here, but I'm afraid.
Oh, dude,
I'm afraid he might. But I'm afraid he might say something, and then somebody hears it and then tweets it out, and then he gets in trouble.
Nah,
that's what I'm afraid of.
He's a rebel with a cause. Yo, listen, you know the craziest thing is like Al is the nicest, quietest guy ever. It doesn't seem like it. Like,
yeah, and then you get to ask the question. I'm taken back by the crazy shit he says because I remember seeing him on the show and just being like, this guy doesn't seem very, unassuming.
Dude, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you what it is because we had this conversation in the gym. Listen, Al enjoys life. He works his ass off and he has a couple of drinks and he has a good time. And I feel like a lot of times, I'm not going to name any names, but some of these reporters, they know Al had a couple of drinks, he's at a fight, or he's out, partying, and they want to do interviews at that time. And Al's not shy, and he wears his emotions on his sleeve regardless. So if you ask him, he's going to tell you what he feels. and he doesn't have a filter. And you know,
I know.
like
I know. He wasn't drunk in the Octagon interview. I'll tell you that.
Oh no, he. You know what? He was drunk off adrenaline, man. You know how
Hell
it is
yeah.
beating and you're passionate.
Hell
That's
yeah.
actually probably worse than being drunk. And it's like, you know, when you pour your heart and soul into it.
Classic.
And anything, it's like, and people come at you, it's just like what? I'm a judge and this and that. Like screw you. Look at DC. This guy got destroyed for crying in the ring because, you know, he put his heart and soul into something, and he lost. And at that time, we had no clue about, obviously, you know, John Jones' circumstance. It's just like you don't know what's going on in this man's life. You don't know what he sacrificed to get in that ring, and it's just crazy. People can.
And I'll even admit, dude, like we're guilty of it too because look, we talk every week. We have, you know, so we're gonna talk about shit. We're gonna say shit that people aren't gonna agree with, and I'm guilty. You know, I talk shit about a lot of fighters, but it doesn't mean.
There's no
you know,
doubt
I
about
respect
it.
them.
There's a big difference between what you're doing and what these keyboard warriors are doing. You're doing it for a job. You're doing it because you got to get ratings. It's just like trash talking leading up to a fight. You're doing it with a purpose. These guys these guys still think, oh, you do UFC? They don't know the difference between UFC and mixed martial arts, but they're sitting there talking about this guy's crying. Like, come on.
Well, none of you guys are blocked by Mark Hunt, but I am.
Jesus Christ.
I had all of New Zealand and Australia.
Mark Hunt is a fucking legend. I love Mark Hunt. I'm proud to not be blocked by Mark.
He's one of a kind. Mark Hunt is one of a kind.
I did love Mark Hunt. I did for many years. I loved Mark Hunt. But
he picks the weirdest reasons to hate people.
No, it's not the weirdest
whole
reason.
Thing, honestly, I didn't even get the whole drift of what happened with that whole him saying he had CTE and this.
Well,
and
yeah. So
it
was. He put out. He did an article. You know, like Chris had said, yeah, a lot of guys say they'll die in the cage. Okay, whatever. But he put out an article saying that he doesn't. His short-term memory's gone. Like he doesn't remember what he said yesterday, but he remembers what he said a couple months ago. His speech is slurred. That's obvious, and people got mad because I said he was a heavy bag with eyeballs, because he is. His most memorable fights in
so not fair.
Pride, kickboxing. He wasn't dominating fights. It was him getting his head banged around, but he was still standing in front of the guy because,
he's a legend.
He's a 100% legend. But when you put that statement out there with a company that's probably looking to get rid of you, especially after what happened with Tim Hague, you can't expect them not to do what they did. And Dana White,
when the UFC is mandatory fucking giving these guys tests, scans before and after every fight, then I'll get on board with the whole big care.
This is where you're ill-informed, because Dana White came out afterwards that the UFC said to his management company, let's send him
to the facility.
Yes, let's send him to these doctors, and they could check him out. And his management company said, no, we'll send him here in New Zealand. To go back to Omar's point, any doctor can be bought to say anything they want to say. The UFC is not going to take that risk, because Tim Hague died in a boxing ring because he probably shouldn't have been fighting anymore. UFC is not going to take that risk. WME
you can make the argument that half the top heavyweights suffered the same thing.
It's scary, man, and this is the problem. You know, Mark Hunt made some great money. Why the hell, if he's having these symptoms, why doesn't he want to stop fighting? Like, why does he have to get like it's scary. Like, if what Dana says is true, they paid this guy well over $1.6 million in his recent fight.
For his last fight. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, you give the IRS, let's say $500,000, $600,000, you got still over $500,000 left. You know, friggin' put half of that, $250,000 somewhere, and you know, it's like I just don't get it. Like it's scary. Like, to me, I'm sorry, but if I'm getting any of those symptoms, I watched the damn movie Concussion. Like, CTE is not no joke, and you can't test her until you're dead.
And Chuck, you played football your whole life too,
exactly.
So it's
like it's not happening. I played football my whole life. Now this, like the second I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, I'm good. I passed. Done. Later. Like, it's just not. It's not worth it.
Not worth
how
it.
much money you have in your bank if you're eating through a straw and you just can't enjoy anything of it. And then you get depressed, and you're just an evil person. It's crazy, and it's like sometimes us athletes, our biggest downfall is our mental toughness. We feel like we're superhuman until we're not, and it's just like, then what?
Well, look at Ali. Look at Ali.
Yeah. It's
Bro, you had Larry Holmes. You had Larry Holmes begging the ref to stop the fight for like 4 or 5 rounds, and Ali's that shit was. I didn't see.
Yeah. It's scary, man. That's why I think boxing. That's why boxing scares me, man. Because I feel like boxing is just so brutal. Because you could just beat somebody's brains in as hard as you can with those gloves for so long, and then you're gonna give a well-conditioned athlete, hey, let me give you 10 seconds to get up, like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they did the no standing 8 count with the Conor fight, and that's why all those reports were coming out.
I don't know.
You know, saying that it wasn't, like doctors were saying it wasn't medically good for Conor to be taking that fight, and it all stemmed from what happened with Tim Hague. But the people writing those reports weren't doing their homework on Tim Hague.
Fight this weekend, the fucking Stavern and Wilder fight.
That was bad.
That looked bad. That was bad.
Like the first time he knocked him down, you know, like I would argue like, yo, dude didn't answer one of your questions. You asked him 6 questions. He didn't actually answer one of them. He walked forward, but that's just muscle memory, man. These guys have been boxing their whole life.
Yeah,
you know, like he stands up, he knows what to do just by, you know.
He turned away.
Muscle repetition.
Part of like one of those, he turned the fuck away, and he's like, and
the
you're
third one,
tell me
that third time, he should have never been standing up and having to take another fucking knockout shot. That was brutal.
Meanwhile, did you see the condom that he had on his dreadlocks though? Like, what's up with that? That scared the shit out of me. Good God, what was that? It's like, how are they letting?
Like, me, that's why I think MMA is a little bit safer. I mean, is it 100% safer? No, because you're getting blasted in the head. But
I think it's the sparring that really. It's not actually the actual fights. People look at the fight.
It's the preparation. It's the preparation.
Yeah.
It's like those Nova União guys that were or the shootboxer guys that were just killing each other in training. It's like, yo, you don't get paid for this practice stuff, bro. Like, let's get to the fight. Like, it's crazy because, you know, we gotta get smarter with our training, and it's like, do you think these guys are training their tails off? Look at DC and Cain. Cain Velasquez is the best heavyweight on the planet that just can't fight, so nobody knows. He just can't fight.
That's team pullout.
He's just not.
Right, Omar?
Like,
AKA,
their pullout game got me smoked. I got 4 kids, man. Holy fuck. It's like, what in the world? It's like, it's wild. It's wild, man.
Oh, man. God, I hate doing this right now. We definitely went over, but I don't give a shit because anytime Eddie comes on here, it is a ball.
I gotta say, Eddie,
it is a ball.
My favorite guest by far.
Oh shit!
To have on the show.
I didn't even look at the clock. How do you? I don't even like the phone. I can't believe you guys got me to stay on this long.
Always fun though. Always fun.
The time flies when you're having fun.
It really is, and anytime that you come on here, I mean, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary a couple of weeks ago. But God, from the first time that you came on here until now, man, I wish you could come on here just like every couple of weeks. Just call in, talk some shit, have some fun.
Yeah,
I'm totally down for that if you are.
We might have to figure something out. I think that's in the near future. We might have to figure that out. I enjoy this stuff, man.
Oh, man, and we love having you, dude. We really do. And this is the point of the show where we're going to give you the floor, promote everything, and you know, say where you're signing to and fighting. You know.
That's good. You're good. Yeah, I actually almost slipped up, man. That was impressive. As I'm getting text from the guy saying, "Shut the hell up."
You can't say it.
We're not trying to get him in trouble. We're just trying to get ratings here. Cut us a break. So the floor is yours, bro.
Oh, man. Well, first and foremost, as always, thank you guys for having me. Always a blast. You know, I got a huge project coming out. It's going to be available this week. You know, Forever Trucking, Mastering the Will to Win. You know, you're going to want to read this book. It's not one of those boring books that you struggle to read it, and it's horrible. It's meat, potatoes, straight to the point, and it's going to change some lives. I'm super excited. Go ahead and give me a follow at TruckMMA_UFC on Instagram, Twitter, all my Snapchat, all that stuff is the same exact tag, and there will be a link there. I'm going to do a special Pride Rules promotion where I hope my my advisor don't kill me, but maybe I'll do like a 99-cent ebook download for you guys, or something crazy for just your fans, or something dope, because I want everybody in the planet to get this thing, man, because I think it's going to change a lot of lives. It's going to tell you guys exactly, you know, why and how I gained success in life, because I wasn't the most talented fighter in the world. I wasn't the most, skilled mixed martial artist. I had 0 mixed martial arts besides wrestling and football, and my mindset is what did it and what separated me from most. And that's why I love when I hear Rose talk about that, because it's genuinely true. We don't use our minds enough, and we don't believe in ourselves. So go ahead, follow me, TruckMMA_UFC, and hit me up. You're gonna see more videos, and I'm gonna send you guys the cover of my book, so you guys can put it up. And inside of it, I might have like a secret message. You got to decipher what organization I'm signing with.
Shit!
Oh, okay. I like that. Omar's all over that shit.
That's it. Omar's gonna be like
Omar's
friggin'
ready.
Omar's got he got all the
decryption.
place.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna decrypt the shit out of that. Let's do this.
Well, yeah, no, definitely send us the cover, because that's going to be the 2-minute warning banner as soon as you send us the cover.
Absolutely.
Love it. Done deal. I'm sending it out.
All right, Eddie. Thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to talking to you again. You know I'm going to be messaging you, so we will do this again very soon, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
I'm announcing my signing on this show. That's it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
Nowhere else.
Yes. Beautiful.
I love that.
Good stuff, fellas.
Well, I'm going to hound you then. I'm going to keep hounding you.
No need, man. He's a man of his word. He's a man of his word. He'll come through on that.
That's it, man. I got you.
All right, Eddie. Thank you again, brother.
Nah, no worries, man. Have a good night, fellas.
You too.
Goddamn, guys. I don't even care that we went over. I don't care.
Bro, I'm in fucking hell right now because of this game.
I know you're in hell. Fuck the game. Omar, you were pretty goddamn quiet tonight. What the hell was that about?
I was just making sure that we didn't lose our boy here on the platform. Just watching Wireshark. All the nerds out there know exactly what I was doing. I was making sure the packets were going back and forth. It gets a little wild when we have the fourth guest on, or the fourth person on, and then, you know, I would have loved to hear from Kareem, but at the same time, if Kareem had gone on, I think the feed would have probably blown the fuck up today. I don't know what was going on here. So,
man, good to have the tech savvy Omar on the show.
Yo, I was sweating blood, bro.
That's why we got him.
Like, I was just, please stop spiking.
He's a jack of all trades, but that is
nice.
But
he puts young Jamie to shame.
I don't know.
He does.
He's got 2 ears, man. He's a great audio engineer.
Jamie has that multi-million-dollar Joe Rogan set.
I'm telling you.
You're working off of what we got, which is harder.
Imagine. Yo, I was talking about this the other day. My goal in life is to make it on a Joe Rogan podcast as a guest, because then, like, everything else in my life will have materialized into what I wanted.
It's a huge. I think,
bro,
it's
we're about to have our own promo code on a book.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm
gonna buy 10 copies of that shit. I'm excited for that, and just hand it out. You should buy it and just hand it out.
Omar is just gonna slide his credit card for like $1,000 worth of fucking books.
I'll be like, yo.
For
next Halloween, he's gonna hand them out at Halloween.
What it's saying is, man, like if there's a couple people that you might know that might need to read something like that, it's not a bad thing to do.
No, it's right for Christmas. I hand out books for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that guy.
There you go.
So fuck it.
And Omar, me and you are on that inspiration tip at this point.
100%. 100%. It sounds perfect. I'm gonna be doing little snippets of it from my morning IG post, just like that
might be it. It might be something every day where we post something on Instagram from
exactly trucking notes, right? Keep trucking.
Yeah.
number 1, and then just so I can go from there. I like it. We'll make it happen.
Oh, man, this was such a good episode. It's always fun when Eddie comes on. Because like he said, he doesn't hold back. But you know what?
And you know what I like about
he's
the
always on.
episodes, bro, is that it's not always, to me, I know that this is an MMA show, but I have a lot more to shit that I want to talk about. And we never get to really branch off into other things. And Eddie kind of does a good job of allowing us to mix both together.
Well, because when you say jack of all trades, he's a guy who gave up a 6-figure income in finance to fight.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
That he loves the game.
What does that tell you?
Just talking to him, you can tell he's a smart-ass guy.
Oh, my God.
And he gives an
He's
insight.
a polymath. He's a polymath of the highest order.
As a fan and a guy that knows the fighters personally, so it's definitely an interesting guest.
Oh, man. I didn't want that episode to end, honestly. See, this is why we need our own board. If we have our own board, we could have did 3 hours with him with no problem.
Yeah, but we're actually about to get over 2 hours as it is right now.
I think his family might have taken...
It is, but you know what? We're on iTunes, so fuck it.
I'm working on getting on Spotify, by the way, guys. That's in the works again. Thank the Lord. They finally opened it up via Podbean, so hopefully I'll be getting word from them soon. Yeah, we can finally get that. Oh man,
I had so much fun with him on here tonight. It's
phenomenal.
It's nice when you talk to guys who have been in the UFC. You know what I mean? And if what I'm thinking, it's definitely Bellator. You guys,
me too.
I mean, yeah,
share
we
those
can read
same
between the lines.
sentiments.
I feel like just based off of the Omar being good at what he does.
Yeah.
Heard that comment earlier.
Well, I mean, Omar's not that good. He said he was going to Ryzen before, and he was going
I
into
just
the
think that he was trying to kind of.
Maybe he was talking to Ryzen. You never know. And maybe the dollars and cents didn't make sense for him. Who knows?
Or just give it, you know.
And what I love the best about him is he knows he fought steroid-juiced fighters and didn't bitch about it.
Didn't give a fuck. Like that, and that was the old school Mark Hunt right there, right? That was the old school, like, hey, listen, just step up to the line, take a shot in your ass right before we start, you know, and then let's do this.
Fuck,
hey, come on, guys.
That was pre-CTE, Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Fuck Detroit.
Oh no! On that note, I think
I lost to Omar because I didn't have a goddamn tight end. Okay, that's how pissed off I am.
Hold on, I won this week.
End, and Marshawn Lynch decided to go off last night.
Oh, I won this week. Oh no, shit.
Yeah, you did. Fuck you.
I didn't know. I'm sad, dude. I got kicked out of my other league because I wasn't setting lineups. You guys are at least nicer to me.
I lost to a guy in last fucking place tonight because I didn't have my fucking tight end.
Your tight end. I don't have my actual quarterback. I don't have my actual quarterback.
It is beyond 10:30. We are beyond fucking just off. You know what? This was just a tremendous episode. I love it every time Eddie is on here. Guys, Omar, are you going to be in the country this Wednesday, or are you fucking,
Nah, I'm
Zero Dark 30 out of here.
I'm going to be away on assignment probably till Thursday, but I was able to get in. So you guys got to do a Facebook Live. Facebook Live, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell we're going to do a Facebook Live with the two of us. I don't know how that works.
Supposedly Trish told me how to do it, but I still looked and couldn't figure it out. But I didn't really.
So we might have a video cast Wednesday. If not, we'll have one the week after when El Profesor is in the country.
Way to blow up my spot.
Guys, this was a great episode. Thanks to our sponsors again. 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, 2 Minute Warning Sports. Thank you again to Eddie. Check our website when we have Eddie's book cover on, and we'll also have the link when he does the for the Pride Rules discount code. So for the Reverend Tommy D, El Profesor, Omar Sangarima, and Chris Gucci, we are Pride Rules Podcast. Good night.
You left me alone there. Good for you.
You like that.